Forget everything you thought you knew about the causes of war. You picture grand empires clashing, ideological divides, or battles over vast resources, right? What if I told you that nations, with all their armies and might, have plunged into conflict over something as trivial as a runaway pig, or a stolen wooden bucket, or even the outcome of a soccer match? Today, we're diving into the annals of history to unearth the most bizarre, petty, and frankly hilarious reasons that ignited some of humanity's most unexpected conflicts. Get ready to question everything, because history is far stranger than fiction. Our journey begins on a small island where a single pig sparked an international standoff that almost escalated into full-blown war. Welcome to the tale of the Pig War. The Pig War, 1859. Picture the year 1859. The setting? San Juan Island, nestled between present-day Washington State and British Columbia. This island was disputed territory, claimed by both the United States and Great Britain. Tensions were already simmering, with settlers from both nations living side by side, sharing the land, but not always amicably. Enter Lyman Cutler, an American farmer, minding his own business, tending to his crops. Suddenly, a large black pig belonging to a British employee of the Hudson's Bay Company wanders onto Cutler's property and starts devouring his potatoes.
Hey! Get out of there, you thieving beast! That's my supper you're chewing!
Easy now, Mr. Cutler.
The pig's in my potatoes again.
He's hardly doing harm. Animals wander.
Wandering is one thing, devouring what I grew's another.
I'll see you're compensated.
He'd better be.
Now, Cutler had faced this pig problem before. He'd tried complaining, but nothing changed. This time, he was fed up. In a moment of frustration, Cutler grabbed his rifle and shot the pig dead. A dead pig over a few potatoes. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. The British authorities demanded compensation. Cutler offered $10. The British wanted $100. The argument escalated. Soon, both nations began sending military reinforcements to the island. American General William S. Harney sent 66 soldiers under Captain George Pickett. Yes, that Pickett of Gettysburg fame. The British responded by sending 3 warships and more than 2,000 men. For weeks, American and British soldiers stood facing each other, cannons aimed, muskets loaded, all because of one deceased swine. Sanity eventually prevailed, thanks to cooler heads like General Winfield Scott, who negotiated a peaceful resolution. The only casualty of the Pig War was, ironically, the pig itself. It's a hilarious testament to how quickly minor incidents can spiral when underlying tensions exist. The War of the Oaken Bucket, 1325. From a culinary casualty to a stolen piece of furniture, our next conflict proves that medieval grievances could be just as absurd. Let's travel back to 14th century Italy for the War of the Oaken Bucket. It's 1325, and northern Italy is a patchwork of fiercely independent city-states, often divided by the Guelph and Ghibelline factions, pro-papal versus pro-imperial. Modena and Bologna, 2 such rival cities, were particularly antagonistic. Their borders were constantly contested, and minor skirmishes were commonplace. One night, a small group of Modenese soldiers infiltrated Bologna. Their objective wasn't to capture the city or seize strategic assets. No, their grand mission was to steal a wooden bucket from a public well right in the heart of Bologna. Yes, a simple, weathered wooden bucket. This act of petty larceny was seen as a grave insult by the Bolognese. Imagine the outrage. Their dignity was offended, their civic pride wounded by the loss of a bucket. Bologna declared war on Modena, demanding the bucket's return. Modena, naturally, refused to give back their newly acquired trophy. What followed was the Battle of Zappolino, one of the largest battles of the Italian Middle Ages. An estimated 30,000 Bolognese soldiers faced off against 7,000 Modenese. The result? A decisive victory for Modena. Thousands died, all for a bucket. The Modenese kept their prize. To this day, the original bucket is displayed at Modena's town hall, a silent, humble monument to one of history's most ridiculous wars. It's a hilarious testament to how quickly minor incidents can become a powerful symbol in times of deep-seated animosity. The Pastry War, 1838. From medieval Italy, we fast forward to 19th century Mexico, where a hungry customer and some damaged pastries would somehow trigger international conflict. Get ready for the deliciously disastrous Pastry War. The year is 1832. A French pastry chef named Monsieur Remontel, living in Mexico City, had his shop ransacked by some rowdy Mexican army officers. His pastries were eaten, his shop was damaged, and he was left with a significant bill for repairs and lost inventory. Despite his complaints to the Mexican government, he received no compensation. Fast forward to 1838. Remontel appeals directly to King Louis Philippe of France. Now, France had its own grievances with Mexico, primarily over unpaid debts from French citizens. This pastry shop incident became the convenient straw that broke the camel's back. King Louis Philippe demanded 600,000 pesos from Mexico, an astronomical sum at the time, not just for Remontel, but for all outstanding French claims. Mexico, grappling with internal instability and a struggling economy, refused to pay. France responded with a naval blockade of Mexican ports and eventually bombarded the fortress of San Juan de Ulua in Veracruz. General Santa Anna, a familiar name in Mexican history, even led troops against the French forces. The war lasted a few months with significant casualties on both sides. Eventually, with British mediation, a peace treaty was signed. Mexico agreed to pay the 600,000 pesos, and France lifted the blockade. All this because a French pastry chef couldn't get compensation for his ruined pastries. It highlights how colonial powers often exploited minor incidents to assert dominance and financial demands. The War of the Stray Dog, 1925. From pastries to pets, our next war reminds us that even man's best friend can unwittingly become a casus belli. Let's head to the Balkans for the War of the Stray Dog. The year is 1925. The setting? The border between Greece and Bulgaria, a region notorious for its volatile political climate and recent history of conflict. Tensions were high, borders were sensitive, and mistrust ran deep between the two nations. One fateful day, a Greek soldier was on patrol near the border. His loyal dog, perhaps distracted by a scent or just eager for adventure, ran across the border into Bulgarian territory. The Greek soldier, keen to retrieve his beloved pet, followed the dog, crossing the border himself. What happened next is debated, but the outcome was tragic. The Greek soldier was shot by Bulgarian sentries. This single incident involving a stray dog and a devoted owner immediately triggered outrage in Greece. They viewed it as an unprovoked attack on their sovereignty. Greece swiftly invaded Bulgaria, moving into Bulgarian territory. The situation escalated rapidly, threatening to ignite a larger conflict in the already volatile Balkan region. Fortunately, the League of Nations, the precursor to the United Nations, intervened quickly and decisively. They ordered both sides to cease hostilities and withdraw their forces, imposing sanctions on Greece until they complied. The League of Nations successfully de-escalated the situation, demonstrating the potential for international diplomacy to prevent absurd incidents from spiraling into devastating wars. A dog's curiosity almost cost thousands of lives. Speaking of quick conflicts, our next story holds the record for the shortest war in history. Brace yourselves for the Anglo-Zanzibar War. Blink and you miss it spectacle of imperial power.
It's August 27th, 1896.
The Sultan of Zanzibar, Hamad bin Tuwaini, who was pro-British, suddenly dies. His nephew, Khalid bin Bargash, immediately seizes power without British approval. The British, who held significant influence over Zanzibar, saw this as a direct challenge to their authority. Under a treaty, a new sultan could only ascend to the throne with British permission. The British High Commissioner issued an ultimatum to Khalid: abdicate by 9 a.m. the next day or face military action. Khalid, defiant, fortified his palace and assembled his forces, believing he could stand up to the British Empire. The deadline passed. At 9:02 a.m., British warships in Zanzibar harbor opened fire on the Sultan's palace. Khalid's makeshift navy, consisting of a single-armed yacht, was quickly sunk. His palace was shelled and his forces were routed within minutes. It was a completely one-sided affair. By 9:40 a.m., just 38 minutes after it began, the shelling ceased. Khalid had fled and a pro-British sultan was installed. The Anglo-Zanzibar War holds the record as the shortest war in recorded history. It's a stark, almost comically brief demonstration of Victorian imperial power and the futility of resisting it unprepared.
Our final stop on this tour of ridiculous conflicts brings us to a phenomenon many of us cherish: soccer. But in 1969, a football match became the catalyst for a much deeper, more tragic war between two Central American nations. The year is 1969. The countries, El Salvador and Honduras. They were scheduled to play a 3-game playoff series to qualify for the 1970 FIFA World Cup. On the surface, it was just a sport. Beneath, however, decades of simmering tensions were ready to boil over. Honduras was a much larger country with less dense population, while El Salvador was small and overpopulated. Many Salvadorans had migrated to Honduras seeking land and work, often settling illegally. This led to resentment and land disputes among Honduran peasants. During the heated World Cup qualifying matches, nationalistic fervor reached a fever pitch. Riots erupted at the stadiums. Salvadoran fans were attacked in Honduras, and Honduran property was destroyed in El Salvador. Diplomatic ties were severed. Just weeks after the final decisive soccer match, which El Salvador won, El Salvador launched a military offensive against Honduras. What followed was a 4-day war, leading to thousands of casualties and the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Salvadorans from Honduras. While the soccer match was the immediate trigger, it merely exposed and inflamed deep-seated issues of land, immigration, and national identity. The soccer war, also known as the 100-hour war, serves as a poignant reminder that even seemingly trivial events can ignite devastating conflicts when underlying socioeconomic and political grievances are left unaddressed. It's a tragic footnote to the beautiful game. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour through some of history's most unbelievably absurd reasons for war. From a pig to a pastry, a bucket to a soccer ball. These conflicts remind us that human nature, when combined with territorial disputes, national pride, or simple misunderstandings, can lead to truly unbelievable outcomes. While some of these stories are almost comical, they all carry a serious lesson: that peace is fragile, and even the smallest spark can ignite a conflagration if underlying tensions are left unchecked. It's a testament to both the absurdity and the tragedy of human conflict. What do you think was the most ridiculous reason for war? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey through history's strange side, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more captivating historical deep dives, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.